Okay, here we go. Let's work our way across the bridge here. So this bridge is across, it's kind of a bridge trestle combination, is across the, what most people call the Sturgeon River. The proper name is the Namewaminikan River. The bridge itself is 366 feet long. It is a 26 bent wood trestle. Don't know when it was replaced. Obviously there's probably been several versions here. This bridge was usually under a permanent slow order. So it shows up in timetables in 1930, a permanent slow order, and then from 1939 onwards. Now, what's interesting about this bridge is it's actually in two pieces. So there's a trestle portion, then there's a span portion, then there's another trestle portion, and that span portion in the middle has basically been built to accommodate the movement of wood, right? So essentially you can see that boom that's out there, and then you can see these piers in the water. Okay, it does have the catwalks, which is kind of nice. Here you can see the underside of the bridge. We're going to take a close-up look at that. And then, so there was a catwalk that ran across, and I'll show you a piece of map here in a second. So there was a catwalk that went across here, and basically what that was it basically was a way to channel the logs into the middle part without getting sort of hung up on the trestle work portion. There's a fire barrel platform. There's where the milepost marker was. It was 44.4. So locals call this bridge the 44 bridge. Okay, so for milepost 44. So here's the span portion, where again basically you have the clearance to go underneath. Now you'll notice that on both sides we have these basically these metal hand railings, but here there's a section here where the metal hand railing has been replaced. So some of this information on the bridge here comes from a guy named Richard. Richard used to work for CN in the area, so he's very knowledgeable about the railway operations here. And also some of it comes from a lady by the name of Maryann. Maryann lives in the area. So in late August of 1990, there was actually a derailment here on the bridge. Pretty significant derailment. Basically the end portion of the train, the derailment started just up there. The end portion of the train basically derailed and basically took out the whole rail all the way up onto this bridge, and basically took out all the railing here. So you can see the catwalks, except on this portion here, it's been replaced by wood, right? So this is the portion that was damaged by that derailment. Now, I have tried to get the information about the derailment. Everything 1994 and after is published online. So the findings of here in Canada is called the Transportation Safety Board. So they do investigations on all type of transportation, industry transportation related accidents. Those are published online. So this was prior to that. So I actually had to basically go to right to the archives, the Library and Archives Canada, and basically try to get a copy of the report. Now the problem is that, which is weird, the post 1994 ones are published online, but everything prior to that isn't, and you have to go through access to information. So I had to make an access to information request. Now typically they have to respond to you in a month, so they were supposed to respond to me by like the 23rd of September. I got an email right before that basically saying, yeah, we need more time, so we won't be able to get back to you until the 23rd of, they can ask for another month, so the 23rd of October. So I don't have that document yet, but what I do know from what people have told me, that basically this accident was caused by something called thermal misalignment, which is a fancy term for the layman's term, which is heat kink. So basically what happens sometimes is the heat can cause extreme... Luna! There's poop on the bridge, and I don't want her rubbing in it. Basically heat kinks, right? So the heat will cause the rails to basically warp, right? And so essentially the front part of the train came over, and I guess the back end didn't make it. and basically derailed. Now, what's really neat, and this is where Maryann comes in the story, she actually shot home video of the derailment. So the day of the derailment, she shot some home video, and then a couple days later when they were doing the repair work. And so she allowed me to put that footage up on YouTube. And so basically you're going to be able to see, I'm going to put a link in the description. There's a link that's going to come up on the screen, and you're going to basically be able to take a look at that video and essentially have a look at that derailment. It's one of the few pieces of video that we actually have of this line. Unfortunately, it shows a derailment. Down here you can see a crib for a telegraph pole, and then obviously here the side profile of the bridge. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're basically going to get some drone footage, and then we're going to take a look at the side as well. All right, so we've made our way down below the grade here. We are on the southeast corner of the trestle, and so here you can see the trestle work in a bit better detail. Might be a little bit hard to see. It's kind of early in the morning. We're a little bit backlit here. You can see first of all the bents, the piles, how they're capped with the concrete blocks instead of the typical timber ones. You can see the concrete blocks and the metal piles, the metal bents that are supporting the metal middle span of the structure. The water again is very, very low, so you can see quite a bit of detail here. So here you can see some of the piles from previous structures. I don't know how many times this trestle would have been replaced, but certainly obviously it was built, the original one was built back in 1914 or somewhere around that time when they were constructing the line. You can see the immense size of the timbers. You can see some of the debris that's kind of hung up. Now again, as we mentioned, going over the bridge, there was, for long periods of time, there were permanent slow orders on this bridge. And basically that, tells us a little bit about the fact that, there were some issues of it sort of carrying some of the weights that you would typically see on the railway lines. So there was some concern about potentially about the stability of the structure. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed those views of the bridge. So what we're going to do is in a second here, we're going to resume our journey. Basically, the end of the line is just right up there. And so we're going to make our way just a little bit further. So basically 6/10 of a mile and get to Kinghorn Road.